believe a lot in the fact that we can help each other. We can be different. We have all in common our doubts, our desire. When we are sharing it, it's like we can create. We will find solutions.
Aw, snaps. What's going on, frequent flyers? Welcome to another episode of Boarding Pass. I am your pilot, Denzel Whitaker, joined by
your co-pilot, Jayden Choi.
Woo, Jayden, look at you repping. What are we repping? Qatar jersey over there?
That's Paris.
Okay.
Do I just dive straight into check-ins?
Dive on in. Where are we doing the bridge?
Let's go, sir. Chicken names: Jérémy Charvet. Nationality: France. He's born in Annecy. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Occupation: actor, singer, and musician.
Okay.
Fun fact: Jérémy discovered his voice while making cheese. That's very French. I don't know if
That's super French. Super French. Okay, all right. Well,
we need to hear that.
Can't wait to hear all the different types of cheeses. Jérémy, come on to the stage. What's up, brother?
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's run that back. Bonjour. Is that how we do that?
Bonjour, les amis. Yes.
There we go.
Bonjour,
man.
ça va? Comment ça va?
Yes, ça va super bien. Thank you so much for inviting me to this podcast. I'm very, very happy to be here. And so I will have my French accent, but I will speak with all my heart.
Oh, please. The French accent is fantastic. We need it. Listen,
Okay,
Jayden and I in our regular accents. No. Please bring some cultural diversity here.
I already see a lot of girl fans hopping onto our podcast just for your accent.
Oh my God! Wait until they hear him sing. We heard a little preview before then. Ooh, you want to talk about girls flocking to the stage?
Listen, be continued.
To be continued. But before we get started, let's start with something intimate. Let's go off on a tangent, right? What's your favorite wine?
My favorite wine is Pic Saint-Loup.
Okay.
Do you know this wine?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Pic Saint-Loup, when you're drinking it, it's like you have several flavors at the same time. It's like you're traveling, and it's like you have some sugar on it, and at the same time, it's a real red wine. It's my best wine because you can drink it with an amazing cheese with good plates, and yes, you have to drink it.
I need to hear this. Like, how do you pronounce the wine again? What is it called?
Pic Saint-Loup.
Saint-Loup. Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Okay, yes, and
yeah.
it really it's a very and it's accessible for everyone in terms of flavor, because sometimes it can be very strong, sometimes it's very light, and it's like it's the middle, and it's like you have several sensation in the mouth when you're drinking it. You know, you will have the first sensation when you drink it, and when a few seconds after, you have another sensation, and you have a third one when it's going down your body, and
That's so poetic.
Yes.
Jesus, I gotta drink that.
Dude,
actually, my parents gave it to me when I was a kid. No, it's a joke.
But this is why I asked this question as an opener, because I went to a perfumer last night. Me and my lady, we were learning about different scents. And what I have to say about French culture, the way you guys describe things, the way you take passion in even something as simple as a drink, perfume, cheese, whatever it may be, there's so much love, there's so much romanticism, and you feel it within the culture, you feel it within cities like Paris and whatnot. I really am fascinated and enamored to learn more about French culture. Your hometown, Annecy, yes?
Yes, with a beautiful lake.
A beautiful lake. Okay, tell us about it. Paint the picture for us. What was that upbringing like for you?
So actually, Annecy, I put this town because it's the biggest town close to my village. But firstly, I'm going to speak about Annecy because it's a very beautiful city, and there is the cleanest lake in Europe. And I loved to live in Annecy because, for example, at the end of the day, when I finished school, I was able to, for example, to have to go to swim on the lake. And for example, during the winter, I was able to go drive 30 minutes, and I was in a ski station, and I was able to ski, I was able to hike, and I really loved the balance between the city and nature, which is very important for me because I was born in a farm close to Annecy, and actually in a little village called Charvet, like my surname, and surname or my name?
Surname.
Your name? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I was right. Sorry. And it's like there is 90 person living in this village, and there is 400 cows living in this village.
Oh,
There is
wow.
But there are more
no
cows than people.
exactly.
Wow.
And
Wow.
actually, I was living 6 months in this village, and the other 6 months I was living in a chalet in the top of the mountain. We were hiking with all the cows, with all the family. We were taking our stuff and we were going in a chalet without electricity.
Wow.
We just had a motor just to extract the milk of the cow during the 2 hours during the morning and 2 hours during the at the end of the afternoon around 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And otherwise we were living only with a candle. And we had a kind of horn, and inside it was functioning with wood. And so we were using it to cook, to have heat, and we were living with the rhythm of nature. So and it was cool. And electricity arrived when I was 13 years old.
13.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
see, that's the thing. Like, okay, Jayden and I, and I'm sure yourself now, like, we live in such large cities. So to even hear a story like this, which is quite the modern tale, you're like, man, were you transported back in time? Like, for an individual to be in such a small town where there's more cows than people, you're an artist, right? You had that burning inside of you. Did you ever think like, oh man, the city, that's where I got to go because that's where I need to perform, or were you always comfortable in your roots of Annecy?
Yes, but actually, firstly, my first scene was the rocks. When my parents were napping, because they had to nap at some time because they were waking up at 5 a.m. And so during 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. 30, they were napping, and I had this time to go on nature, and I was singing. And actually, I didn't know why, but I was singing because it was just part of me. And after I was like, for example, just the fact to sing in front of my neighbor, for example, because sometimes they were coming to my house and they were asking to me, sing for us a song. And for me, it was like I was in a stadium. I was like, oh, okay, they are asking me to sing, and I was like, oh, okay. And after when at school they were asking me to sing, I was like, okay, so this is the opportunity of my life. It's gonna change me. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because-
right.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like daring to sing in front of more people, and so. But I was never wondering that one day it will be my job. Explain more. It's like
Sure. It's like you had a gift, like a calling. If anything, it just sort of initiated itself on its own, you know?
It's meant to
That's what
be,
it
yeah.
sounds like.
Mhm.
Yes, actually, my mother, when I was young, she was saying to me when she was busy, for example, doing the cheese, or taking care of the cows, or turning on the radio. And me, I was not speaking, but I went in front of the radio and I was like, and I was so happy. It was like my iPad now, and it was, and it was. I was hearing music, and I was like, God, I'm vibrating inside. So it's like, okay, what's happening? So let's sing. You know what I mean? And it was captivating me. Yes.
That's incredible. So then, all right. So you have this burning gift, this burning desire, right? What takes you to Paris? How do you make that journey from your village?
When I decided to live this life, it was hard because I didn't know what will be my life in Paris. But sometimes you just have it's. I don't know if it's intuition or it's like when the desire is too strong, you can't avoid it. You can't listen to it. So I was thinking of it all night long, all day long. And so I decided, okay, let's go to Paris. And so the November 21st of 2011, I've
That's
decided
very
to
precise. Yeah.
on the train. I was like, and I had seven suitcase and my guitar, and I was like, but how will it be possible to move them when I will arrive in Paris, because I will be on my own? But finally, it's the beauty of life. When I
Yeah.
arrived in Paris, someone saw me waiting, on the train station, and he said to me, "Do you need something? Because it's like you're here a few like hours." And I was like, "Yes, I need someone to help me with the suitcase to go to the taxi station." And he said, "Okay, here I am." And it was, meeting and meeting, and I found my first apartment, and someone helped me to. I was sleeping in the sofa of a friend during 1 month, and after I was having my first apartment, a very tiny apartment just under the top when it's super hot. I didn't have toilets in my apartment, but I didn't care because I was in Paris. I was with my guitar, and I was like, okay, let's try it. You know what I mean? When you're trying what you really want to live, it's the most important. And after that, I said, okay, you will build what you need to build, and step by step, you will have a better apartment. Step by step, you will have toilets. Step by step, you will sing, and you will work with that.
I
So, yeah.
swear, I'm sitting here listening to your story. Have you ever read the book The Alchemist?
Yes, the
So how,
Paulo Coelho.
yeah. So how do you not read that book and then think to yourself, like, my life is completely mirroring this book?
But actually, I read it few years after when I arrived in Paris. So,
Oh, okay.
but
Because
it was one of the book that I read which helped me to because sometimes you're both artists,
yeah.
and and sometimes you can have some doubts. Sometimes you can
100%.
and so this book helped you to be back on your track, to be back on your path, and just
1000%.
to relight the fire inside. You know that. And so thank you, Paolo.
Okay, so you move to Paris, you have this dream, you decide to go chase it, right? Full fledged, correct?
Exactly, but actually, when I arrived in Paris 3 months later, I did an audition which changed my life. It was for the main part of a musical called The Pink Soldier.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
The message of the show was to accept the difference, and the main character was a pink soldier. The boys didn't want to buy him because it was a pink soldier, and the girls didn't want to buy him because he was a soldier. And so I did the audition, and I was picked for the first time. And it was a tour all around France and Switzerland during 2 years. And after that experience, actually, I went to the US during 6 months because I wanted to know your country, your culture, and I wanted to speak English. And I think the best opportunity for me was to go directly to the country. And I did the voice in Canada. I was picked.
Mm.
And at this point, I was called to do. They say to me, "Jeremy, you're French. Come back to France and do the voice in France." And I was like,
Ah.
"Oh, okay." So I was back in France. I did the audition. I was picked in France.
Okay, so you have this experience in this musical, right? Which I would imagine just sort of broadens your horizons as an actor. Yes?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It worked because I had some part when I was singing. I had some part when I was acting. And
Mhm.
at the beginning, I was like, what is this? And it's like, it's not my word, it's not my body. And actually, when I arrived in Paris, I did an acting class during 6 months. And so it was my first path on my acting path. And actually, I was in love. I fell in love with this character. And so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, give him everything you have.
How do you feel about that as singers dropping yourself back into such an emotionally raw state? And does that compare or contrast to acting in the same way?
When I'm singing as a character, I just have to follow the path that I found to act. And it's like I'm gonna give at this moment, I will use another part of my body in another way. I will use my voice technique. I will use my voice emotion, and actually my voice is making me vibrating. It's like vibration that I will give out, it's difficult to explain actually because it's like I'm not thinking about it when I'm singing as a character. Because for example, I was doing some voice over dubbing,
Okay.
dubbing
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
Voiceover,
some
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
as
Absolutely.
a singer and as an actor. When I'm singing as a character, I have firstly to feel his emotion, and after the lyrics will help a lot. Every words will go inside, of the body, and the singing is a response, natural response of it. When I'm singing my own songs, I feel naked. It's like I have nothing left to hide.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, here I am. And it's like,
Yeah.
yes, I feel totally
Mhm.
okay.
But
Yeah,
I'm
see,
yeah,
like
that's
this.
that's so interesting. And not
yeah.
to dwell on this, but it's like it feels like that same vulnerability. If you say you feel naked singing your own songs, I mean, there's so much of that same overlapping vulnerability as an actor, as a performer as well, which kind of leads me to my next fun fact. In 2025, you did something called TV Actors in Concert. Is that correct?
You're so good. You know everything about me.
Well, we're supposed to.
That's
We
our
we
job.
No.
we have a team. But TV Actors in Concert, just the name alone is interesting to me. That sounds like a game show. Please tell me, what is this about?
Met a lot of actors who were singing like us, and I said, but why we're not singing together? Because the audience is watching us as actor, but there is something to do. We have a link with an audience, then us as an actor, but why not to create a group of actors who are in opera soap or French TV show, and let's sing together. Let's sing some covers together, or let's present our own materials, and I co-created this concept, and we were touring in France during 2 years, and it was such an experience because I was able to share differently with actors with who, for example, I was shooting, and it was an opportunity for the audience to discovering us as singer, and it was using the visibility that the series gave us, and just to change it and to attract people, but with music. You know what I mean?
That's the power of music. It brings people together, and also it brings memories. Like
I missed the contact with a real audience. I was so happy to be with my partner. I was very happy to be with
Mm.
the technician, with the team, wonderful team. But at the end of the day, I was like, when you're doing theater or when you're doing live music, you are connected with an audience, with people. And I was missing that. And so I was like, no, I don't want to be frustrated from that. So let's create a concept which will permit to live it, to share something directly with an audience, with real person.
Now, one of the things, and quote me if I'm wrong on this, but I know during your journey, you've started to see your art impacting society. As you've continued to take on different roles. Currently, your show, oh, don't let me butcher this real quick. It's a Plus Bella Vie. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Ooh,
Oh my God. I love
ooh, look
it.
at me now. Oh, I'm a world traveler. Hold on. But your current show on French Television 1, you play a lawyer, correct? Who's representing a person of color during this difficult case, right? Forgive me, I may be butchering the backstory of this, but you've found that through your art you can make impactful changes through society, as I'm sure we all feel about our art. Like, we're actually making a change, we're influencing culture, we're influencing thought patterns, we're just changing perspective, right? Can you kind of tell us about your experience, particularly with this role, and how that sort of shaped the way you look at your art going forward?
In this case, I'm a lawyer. And for example, as a person, I'm very sensitive. I have a lot of emotion inside of me. And I'm so happy, for example, to break the code of masculinity because I'm a lawyer, but I'm the character sometimes when he's he's lost, he's gonna cry. He's gonna ask some help. I love the fact that I'm gonna give sensibility. I'm gonna give emotion vulnerability to a man, and because we are not allowing a lot to men, for example, to show their vulnerability.
Men tend to have that stereotype that we always have to stay strong and we always have to keep emotions inside within us and then not like really express it so much because that's not manly. That's not true on the point of view of artists, you know. For artists like us, even though we're male, doesn't matter, we have to express. That's how we change the world, literally.
Art can help to open the hearts, and it can help for example, we were speaking about men, it can help them to let it go, man. It's like, let it go, you have the right, and you won't be frustrated, you won't be, nervous, because sometimes when someone is not respectful, or someone is not acting in a good way with someone else, it's just lack of love. You know what I mean? It's just fears won inside. And because of art, it's gonna help everybody just to say, okay, I have emotion and it's okay. I can feel it. I can feel it,
At the end of the day, right? Let's just say as you continue down your journey of art, you live day by day seeing these micro nuance moments, but also putting them back into the world, right? When we think about legacy, when we think about Jérémy and what he left behind or how he positively changed society, what does legacy look like for you?
It's exactly why I am composing and writing my own songs. I hope that it's like every piece of art is a rendezvous, and I hope it's a timeless rendezvous. And it's like, and in the same time, it's a cocoon. Like, for example, a song is a cocoon when you can just feel protected. You will feel that that someone will understand you. And I hope I will create these places with my songs and with all of my characters that to help, even if it's just one person I want. It's just to help someone to say, oh, okay, I feel close to this character, or this song is creating inside of me these emotions, and it's like, oh my God, I love these lyrics. It's like, it's exactly what I was thinking about this situation. It's like a key, you know what I mean? With whole humility, of course. But I'm saying that because when I'm hearing some song or where I'm in front of movie series, sometimes I'm like, God, it gave me so much hope, and it's like, okay, I want it. It gave me power, you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, and I want to give that to other person, because it's like when you're receiving, you have to give in exchange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, so spoken like an artist. Oh my God,
Yeah.
when he gets excited, oh man, do you
I
know how
felt
many
that too.
right? How many family members look at me like I'm crazy when I'm like, but I gotta do this. They're like, yo, chill that. Where did that come from? Hey, Jayden, did you peep this earlier? He said, I want all my stuff to feel like a rendezvous. Woo!
Oh, that's a title right there.
Oh! Oh, wait until I bust that out next time I'm at dinner. You know what, baby? I want this to feel like a rendezvous. Woo!
That
This
was
this this
golden
is why I
word.
said the French is so romantic.
I
Man,
know.
man, you know the art that I be doing these days, it's just a beautiful rendezvous in life. You know what I mean?
Not only that, you know, this is like kind of leads up to my next question, but before that, like, do you guys have one thing in common? Do you know that?
What?
Freaking flowers, you guys would probably not know yet, but you both are connected with one thing, which is IYMS.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk about
yes,
it real
yes,
quick?
yes.
Do you want to talk about it real quick?
I don't know. You teeing us up. I see where you're going.
I mean, Denzel has been the special ambassador for IOMS in 2024 for the African Summit.
Very, very grateful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And
No.
this year, our International Youth Media Summit is happening in Paris, which we're focusing on peace in focus, voices reaching across borders. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about this, Jeremy. Like, what does this mean to you?
This is so important. I think it makes sense to my path because I believe a lot in education. I believe a lot in the fact that we can help each other. We can be different in a paper, but we are not that different. We have all in common our doubts, our desire, and when we are sharing it, it's like we can create, and through creation, we will find maybe solutions, creating together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what I believe. And that's why I'm so happy. But actually, I'm gonna explain you exactly why I am this ambassador. Because I wrote a song which name is Permis de Vivre. In English is living license. And because I'm speaking about someone I was meeting someone who was living in Venezuela, and he was explaining me how it was hard for him to live in Europe because he was hiding the political crisis in Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
And he was struggling so much in order to have a visa, just a visa. And I was like, but there were some people, they have the power to say it, you can survive, you can't survive, you can have a visa, you can't have a visa. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
how it's possible. It's like we are all humans. And some people, for example, right now with the global warming, with war, with difficult political situation, they just need to hide their own country. And so I was writing this song just for questioning who has the right to say to someone else, you have the right to live here or no. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
when Ken,
Our producer.
yes, when Kenneth was hearing the song, and he said to me, Jeremy, it's like you can be the ambassador for that reason and for all the value that you're holding with you through my path. And I think it's the same for you, Denzel. What do you think?
I would absolutely say so. And just to quickly interject before putting the spotlight back on yourself, when IYMS first approached me to be special ambassador, I was quite taken away because I was like, really? Me? Really? What? You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we can forget, just as much as we explain the importance of art, we can also forget the work that we've already done has already touched so many lives, and that we're already making a change just by showing up and doing. And so similarly, the way you had that resonating on your heart and you turned that into a song, for me at the time, it was some of the projects that I was working on, things I was developing. And of course, like Black Panther was quite a notable piece of work within my library, you know, within my history. And especially with the summit being in Africa, it was just wonderful to build the bridges as a part of my, you know, cultural diaspora. You know what I mean? So, again, I show up. It was one of those opportunities where you can't miss. And then the next thing I know, I'm building further bridges with people who I've never interacted with, but I have such a deep soul tie and connection to, you know, and that's the beauty of art, why we talk about the importance of art. With that being said, I'm feeling a little bit jealous right now because Ken gets to hear your beautiful music and we have not. So what's up, bro?
Oh,
We all gotta hear that now.
you know what? I have a friend with me.
Hey, let's go.
Nah, he just had that seat in there, but you see, I have a friend with me. Yo, dog.
And do you want me to sing just a little bit of the song?
Yeah, we would absolutely. What do you mean, would we?
Please tease us. Please tease us all. Hook us up.
Il a bien morflé, crois-moi. Il a tout quitté, et toi, vis-tu sans les tiens, perdu loin de tout ce qui te fait du bien. Mais pour toi c'est passé, t'as rien vu, t'as décidé qu'il ne mérite pas simplement d'être là, de goûter à sa liberté. Mais donne-lui le droit de vivre, le droit d'exister, le droit d'être aimé, le droit de se réaliser. Mais donne-lui le droit d'y croire, le droit de se battre, le droit de respirer en paix sur ses deux pieds. Comme on le fait, parce qu'ici nous sommes nés.
Wow. Wow, that gave me
Wow.
chills. Are you kidding?
Thank you.
Yo, dog, I felt like I was on The Voice. Where do I hit the button? Where do I go? Yeah! In the audience. Holy shit.
Go closer.
And actually, I'm gonna sing this song during the closing ceremony because it's a personal message that I want to give them. And exactly, you have such right words, Denzel, when you're saying that we're just here to build bridges, just to be together. Because I believe a lot that we can all live together. We just need to understand and just to just understand the other person.
Yeah, I think this is a perfect time to talk about our International Youth Media Summit because, that's what we literally do. We bring students from all around the world into one city and we basically share our cultures and languages into one specific format, which is film and art, basically. And I think you both represent perfectly for the summit that we're doing because Jeremy with your music, Denzel with your messages and your talent, it's just it's just so perfect that we are currently here in this one space in a Inspo Lounge talking about this whole beautiful coming to one world thing. It touched my heart. Jeremy, your music just touched my. I'm jealous of those guys who are listening to this in the live in the closing ceremony in a couple weeks.
That was truly special. Thank you for sharing that with us. Really, it truly did touch my heart. And it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. You could just tell as the song progressed, I could hear the passion. That's one of the most interesting things to me about music. I might not know what you're saying, but I can feel it.
Ah, cool.
I can feel it. I can feel what it means. I could feel your expression. I could feel how passionate you are about it. And then again, just to hear your interpretation, your translation, the backstory of why you wrote the song. Again, I might not know every single lyric, but I could tell what that means. I can tell how that experience touched you and how you then put that into something that can now be spread across, continents, spread, in front of people, performed for people. That's the beauty of art. To capture that.
Again, power of music.
Yes, to capture that lightning in a bottle and then tour that around and share that with other people. So again, you clearly have a gift. Congratulations. May God continue to light your path and may you continue to share that with so many individuals out there because we need it. And you have something special. If we were able to feel that just for a moment, just for a sliver, I can only imagine how many other people you have touched and, your messages, your voice, your performances have resonated with their hearts as well. Truly, what a blessing, man.
Okay, thank you. It makes me shy. It's like, what do I have to say? Merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Nah, man, that's all you. That's all you. That's literally what it is, man. Jeremy, thank you so much for your time. But before you get out of here, hold on. Before you get out of here, we always like to ask one fun question of our guests, right? We're a podcast about travel. We're a podcast about building bridges. We're a podcast about being international. Tell us a fun travel story. Maybe a cultural faux pas, something that's happened while you've been on a trip. Did you get lost? Where did you end up? Some excitement. What do you have for us? Tell us a fun story.
I have one.
Oh,
Actually,
you immediately had one.
yes.
All right, tell us.
Because I love surf.
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to practice surfing, and so I went to Dakhla in Morocco. Because it's
Oh,
a very beautiful spot to surf. And actually, when I arrived, I wanted to do kite surf. And so when I was trying it for the first time, it was just so difficult because it was too difficult for me because too much wind, and I was not able to manage the power of the wind. And so I decided to stop sport, and I said, okay, let's go for an excursion. But because of the language, I back to the hotel and I was like, I would love to go to the desert and to have an amazing experience with other people. And he said, yes, there is an excursion tonight. I don't have the English word for this animal. You can it's the animal in the desert, and you can go in on the top of the. They have two stuff like that.
Like a
camel?
camel?
Exactly. And
Yeah, okay.
and so I was like, oh my God, so cool! I will meet new people. And when I arrived, my driver, he was not speaking French anymore. He was speaking Arabic, and I was like, hi, and yeah, I was like, okay, so how are the camels? How old are they? And he was not answering me, and I was like, but this is strange. And I was like, and how are you? And he was like, mm-hmm. And I was like, oh God, where I'm going? And at a point, he giving me his phone, and someone speaking French saying to me, "Do you have some question?" Because he's not speaking French. And I was like, "Oh no, I was just wondering if what is the age of the animals? What will I do?" And he said, "Ah, okay, so you will see." And when I arrived, I was on my own. There were no one. There was just the man with the owner of the camels, and I was like, but I thought it was a hide with other people, and I was on my own in a camels in the middle of the desert. And the fact that it was alone, because the camels all the time when he were going to an excursion, he was going to his brother camels, and the fact that he was on his own, he just wanted to beat me, and I was like, during all the excursion, he was like, and me, I was like, oh, what an excursion! And so I was like, I was just with one person, and this person was not speaking my language, and I was like, do you think he's mad? And he was saying, yeah, yeah. And do you think he wants to be back? He was, I don't know. He was like, and I was like, oh, okay. And so I was so afraid, and I was like, when will be the end of the excursion, please?
Oh
That's
my
probably
God.
one of the best ones I've ever heard.
When you're just stuck in a situation and no one can communicate with you. Yeah, you just got to live through it. You just got to
Yes.
just got to
Exactly.
experience it.
And
Yeah.
at this time, I was like, trust the process, Jeremy. Trust the process. And okay, trust the process.
Hey,
This
hey,
too was meant to be.
what's life if we don't have these colorful experiences?
I know. It's
Exactly.
perks of being artists, right? Perks of being
Exactly.
artists.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Write this into a song.
Oh,
I
man.
have a song called Camel. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. That's hysterical. Well, Jeremy, once again, thank you so much, brother. We're just wishing you the best on all of your endeavors in the future. And go kick ass in Paris, man. Represent IYMS proud, man. Congratulations on being a special ambassador. And we so thank you very much for joining us today. Y'all already know what it is. Again, we're in the Inspo Lounge. I am your pilot, Denzel Whitaker, joined by...
Your co-pilot Jayden Choi, and we always yell this out. Inspiration needs no visa. Thank you so much.
You already know what it is. Thank you, guys. Peace.
You're welcome. Thank you for your time.
Woo!
Here we go.
This podcast is made possible with assistance from entertainment and media lawyer Gordon Firemark, who helps film, television, podcast, and digital creators achieve the impact they deserve.
Boarding Pass is a production of IYMS Films, available wherever you listen to podcasts. We hope you enjoyed today's show, and if you did, please share, subscribe, like, and review. We definitely want to hear your feedback, and we always appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time.